secret space program and the secret black budget. Most of the people are now fully aware that the secret space program do exist, but how do they get all their money? And they need a lot of it. Well, it is rather easy. They steal it from the government budget like a thief would rob a bank, and they don't mind if people get killed along the way. Remember the day before the 9/11 attacks? Donald Rumsfeld announced that $3 trillion had disappeared from the Pentagon. And what about all that gold missing from the WTC before 9/11? Very convenient to have these attacks exactly where the money went missing. Yes, the Pentagon's accounting offices which dealt with the missing trillions were the one hit with the missile. And why so much money? Well, they are building all sorts of crafts like the TR-3B, bases on the moon, and even underground military bases. The money that goes into these programs are for what's called Special Access Programs, SAP. Some of these are completely unacknowledged. In fact, 1997 U.S. Senate report described them as so sensitive that they are exempt from standard reporting requirements to the Congress. Dolan, M. Richard and Zabel, Rice, A.D. After disclosure. New Page Books. 2012. Also, Phil Schneider was assassinated for bringing us the truth about the secret underground bases. Let's have a listen to the ex-defense minister in Canada, Honorable Paul Hellyer. He is certainly a man in the know. And this has been going on for a very long time, only the high elite know about this, like the MJ-12, Rothschild and some members of the Bilderberg Group. Some of them are still working with alien species. The following video is a must-watch. Bob Dean, a retired command sergeant major and Supreme Allied Commander of NATO, once stated, "Ladies and gentlemen, my government, NASA, which many of us in the United States say stands for Never a Straight Answer, proceeded to erase 40 rolls of film of the Apollo program, the flight to the moon, the flight around the moon, the landings on the moon, the walking guys here and there." They erased, for Christ's sake, 40 rolls of film of those events. Now we're talking about several thousand individual frames that were taken that the so-called authorities determined that you did not have a right to see. Oh, they were disruptive, socially unacceptable, politically unacceptable. I've become furious. I'm a retired command sergeant major. I was never famous for having a lot of patience. And finally, let's never forget what Gary McKinnon has found on the Pentagon and NASA's computers. He has risked his life to bring us the ugly truth that so much is done in secrets. We are being kept in the dark by a very evil and secretive cabal. This has to stop now. UIP summary. Only a few days ago, Art Bell, from Coast to Coast AM show, was threatened with his life. He has now decided to back off a little bit. At UP we strongly believe that we have to stop the elite in their murderous path. We live in a world where greedy few are not willing to share the advanced technology with the people of the world. If they need funds, they will not hesitate to murder innocent people. With all the forbidden knowledge out there, we could eradicate famine, stop using fossil fuels and have a peaceful and greener planet. Sometimes, when people see a flying saucer in the sky, They don't realize that it is under human control. Technology is way more advanced than people believe, and that's for one reason only, to keep us consuming technologically outdated products, to keep us in slavery. Well, and enough is enough. We cannot let this carry on. We have to fight for our civilization and our Earth. If each and every one of us could become a Schneider, Hellier, McKinnon, Bell, etc., we would be able to bring the truth to the public. We would bring the controlling cabal to justice. We would live in a better world. Yes, MWV.